As the night deepens and the apartment falls into a hushed stillness, Jungkook finds himself alone with his thoughts. The soft glow of fairy lights in the bedroom illuminates the room, casting a warm hue that contrasts with the shadows playing on the walls. His gaze drifts to the nightstand, where a photo frame holds a captured moment from the past, a photo of him and Taehyung. The frame, once placed on the dresser in the tiny living room, now stands prominently on the nightstand beside his bed. The image depicts a shared smile, a moment frozen in time when everything seemed a bit simpler. Jungkook reaches out, his fingers gently tracing the outline of their figures in the photograph. A wave of nostalgia washes over him, and you can't help but wonder how the unexpected turns of the evening might ripple through the fabric of his life. He can't shake the feeling of guilt, a nagging sensation that lingers as he contemplates the kiss with Nick. Jungkook wonders how Taehyung would react if he knew about it all, how their dynamic might shift. In the quiet of the night, Jungkook grapples with the complexities of his emotions. The allure of the unknown, embodied by the newfound connection with Nick, clashes with the familiar embrace of the past, of Taehyung. A part of him yearns for the tension of what once was, the comfort of a shared history. Jungkook delicately picks up the photo frame from the nightstand, cradling it against his chest as if seeking solace in the captured memories. The weight of the frame feels both grounding and bittersweet, a tangible link to a time that now seems distant. As Jungkook holds the photo frame against his chest, the memories become an overwhelming force. His thoughts about Taehyung, once a gentle stream, cascade into an obsessive current once again. The smiles and shared moments in the photograph stir a storm of emotions. Tears well up in Jungkook's eyes as he thinks about the vast unknown that separates him from Taehyung. He misses the warmth of their connection, the laughter that used to echo through shared spaces, and the comfort of love that felt timeless. The uncharted territories of his own life now seem daunting without the anchor of what once was. His mind wanders to the man who was once his confidant, his partner in intimate moments and shared feeling. Jungkook wonders where Taehyung is now, how he has spent the past 3.5 months since their paths diverged. Has Taehyung found new routines, new connections, perhaps even a new lover? The thought gnaws at Jungkook, the uncertainty of it all resonating in the quiet of his apartment. Did Taehyung move on just as swiftly as winter had changed to spring after their last meeting, or does he, too, still carry the weight? Does Taehyung ever think about him? Or has he found someone new to share the warmth that Jungkook once held in his heart? In the solitude of his apartment, Jungkook surrenders to the depths of his emotions. The ache of missing Taehyung intensifies, a poignant symphony playing in the recesses of his heart. Clutching the photo frame as if it were a lifeline, he cries silently, mourning the distance that has grown between them. As exhaustion and sorrow intertwine, Jungkook falls asleep with tear-streaked cheeks, still holding the photo frame close. In a different corner of the world, where city lights paint a tapestry against the night sky, Taehyung finds himself immersed in the rhythm of his own life. The past months have been a journey filled with new faces, unfamiliar places, and the constant hum of bustling cities. In the dimly lit hotel room in France, Taehyung is enveloped in a decadent palette of subdued hues. The air carries the heavy scent of an unknown cologne, mingling with the remnants of fleeting liaisons that have left their mark on the space. He shares the room with a hired stranger, a transient attempt to drown out the persistent echoes of the past he can't shake. As he endeavors to lose himself in the moment, a palpable disconnection persists. The An eager yet unfamiliar figure attempts to please him. But the desperate attempts fall short, leaving Taehyung frustrated and agitated. His mind remains captive to memories of another, bursts of laughter, shared glances, and the touch of someone whose absence now haunts him like a bad dream that never ends. The boy, so young and beautiful, with a tentative yet compliant demeanor, moves with a practiced grace. He sits on his knees between Taehyung in the middle of a huge bed. The bed, a stage for transient encounters, still bears the weight of anticipation. Despite the carefully curated ambience, there's an undeniable tension in the air. The stranger, adorned in a mixture of desire and submission, attempts to fulfill Taehyung's unspoken needs. Soft murmurs and fleeting touches fill the room, but they serve only as feeble whispers against the echoes of a past connection. The boy, with a seductive smile, murmurs, "Do you like it, my love?" His frustration swells as he pushes the away. The boy, sensing the growing distance, retreats slightly, hurt flickering across his eyes. Undeterred, he attempts to bridge the emotional gap once more. "Mr. Kim, please, tell me what you want. I want to be what you need." Feeling the need for a physical barrier between himself and the transient connection inside, Taehyung slips into the comfort of a white hotel dressing gown. The fabric cascades over his shoulders, a feeble shield against the vulnerability that lingers beneath the surface. The opulence of the gown contrasts sharply with the emotional he's trying to escape. With a determined yet agitated demeanor, he strides purposefully toward the balcony. The door opens with a hushed creak, and Taehyung steps into the brisk night air. His movements are swift as he closes the door behind him, creating a physical and emotional distance from the fading murmurs within the room. The cool tiles beneath his bare feet are a stark reminder of the reality he's trying to confront. In the dim light, the city of Paris stretches out before him, a glittering tapestry of memories and desires. Fumbling for a cigarette and a lighter in his gown's pocket, he craves the familiar burn of nicotine to accompany his solitude. The flame flickers to life, casting an ephemeral glow on his features as he inhales deeply, the smoke intertwining with the tendrils of his thoughts. The remote sounds of the city become the backdrop to his internal struggle. The glow of his cigarette illuminates his furrowed brow and the distant gaze in his eyes. Each exhale is a silent plea for release from the memories that cling to him like shadows. The Parisian late spring air carries the weight of history and passion, but for Taehyung, it's a temporary refuge. The balcony becomes his escape, a place to confront the echoes of the past and attempt to drown them in the smoke and city lights. As he exhales, the whirls of smoke seem to carry with them the fragments of a feeling he can't quite let go. The hotel room, a cocoon of temporary intimacy, now feels more like a torture. The boy inside, left bewildered, only symbolizes another failed attempt to escape the shadow of the past. Taehyung's fingers drum a restless beat against the balcony rail as he stares into the night, grappling with the relentless tug of memories. In the quiet moments between inhales and exhales, his mind inevitably drifts to Jungkook. He wonders if he looks at the same sky, if their memories echo and sync across the vast expanse that separates them. The pang of longing is palpable as he contemplates what Jungkook might be doing, how he lives, and who he shares his life with. Since their last meeting, Taehyung immersed himself in work, attempting to bury himself in the mundane to escape the ache of their unfinished story. The passage of time has brought changes, growth, and an ever-expanding tapestry of experiences. Yet, in the solitude of the night, the man is confronted with the undeniable truth: The imprints of Jungkook's laughter and the warmth of his touch linger in the recesses of his heart. A mix of curiosity and pain lingers in his gaze as he envisions Jungkook's life without him. Restraining himself from reaching out, he wonders if Jungkook is, in some way, also haunted by their shared memories, or if he has moved on, free from the echoes of their painful past. The soft click of the door echoes through the night as the call boy cautiously steps onto the terrace. His presence is a hesitant intrusion into the cocoon of Taehyung's contemplation. The city's sounds envelop them both, creating a delicate backdrop to the unspoken tension that hangs in the air. Clearing his throat nervously, the boy tries to bridge the gap. "Mr. Kim." He begins, his voice tinged with a mixture of hesitation and determination. "I know it's not what you expected, but I'm here to make you happy. Just tell me what you want." Taehyung's gaze remains fixed on the cityscape, his cigarette glowing in the dim light. The call boy, eager to justify the transaction that brought him here, continues. "I can do anything you desire, my love. Just give me a chance." The plea is genuine, but it's met with silence from Taehyung. The air seems to thicken with each passing moment, the unresolved tension becoming palpable. The boy shuffles nervously, feeling the chill of the night against his bare skin. "I need to make it worth the money," he adds, his words trailing off into uncertainty. "I promise, I can be whatever you want me to be, sir." Taehyung finally turns to look at the boy, his expression a mixture of weariness and detachment. The hotel dressing gown hangs loosely around him, a symbol of the emotional barrier he's erected. "It's not about that," Taehyung mutters, his voice a low rasp. "Money won't fix what's broken." Indomitable, the boy takes a step closer, the gap between them shrinking but the emotional distance still vast. "Then what will, sir? Tell me." Taehyung sighs, his gaze returning to the city below. "Nothing can fix it. Not this, not anything," he mutters, almost to himself. "It's not your fault. It's just..." His words trail off, lost in the unresolved echoes of his past. The call boy, undeterred by Taehyung's distant demeanor, musters a determined smirk. "Mr. Kim, I can fix this," he asserts with a confidence that borders on arrogance. Ignoring the unspoken tension, he moves closer, the city's pulse echoing the rhythm of his heartbeat. As Taehyung takes another drag from his cigarette, the boy boldly drops to in front of him. The cold balcony tiles press against his skin, but the conviction in his eyes remains unwavering. With deft hands, he begins to untie Taehyung's dressing gown, a silent promise of a connection yet to be forged. The man, however, remains resolute in his detachment. The smoke curls around him, obscuring the boy's eager expression. The city lights below shimmer in the background, oblivious to the intimate struggle unfolding on the balcony. The boy's attempts to bridge the emotional chasm persist as he gazes up at Taehyung with a mix of desire and determination. "Let me make you forget," he murmurs, his words a seductive whisper against the distant murmurs of the city. Taehyung, though, seems unresponsive, lost in the labyrinth of his own thoughts. The call boy, perhaps interpreting the silence as a challenge, continues his efforts. Despite the boy's audacity, Taehyung remains fixated on the horizon, his cigarette a dwindling ember between his fingers. The call boy's actions, a bold attempt to mend what feels irreparably broken, hang in the air like a daring question yet to be answered. The Parisian night, witness to countless tales of love, seems to refuse to notice Taehyung now. The boy's efforts intensify, the air filled with a charged energy that crackles like a live wire. His actions become a bold declaration, an attempt to pull Taehyung from the depths of his thoughts into a shared moment of physical connection. Taehyung, however, remains distant against the Parisian skyline. The city's lights shimmer, mirroring the complexities of human relationships, fragile, distant, and yet captivating in their luminosity. The boy, obstinate to Taehyung's unresponsiveness, continues. His movements are a blend of seduction and determination, each touch and caress an attempt to unravel the emotional knots that bind Taehyung's heart. As the red boy continues his persistent efforts, Taehyung's distant gaze shifts downward, drawn to the features of the person before him. His eyes trace the lines of the boy's honey-colored hair, the curve of his eyes, and the delicate shape of his lips. In these stolen moments, he tries to impose the image of another onto the canvas of the present. With each touch, each caress, he yearns to build the illusion into reality, to replace the stranger before him with the ghost of the past he can't erase. The city lights cast an ethereal glow on the scene, the shadows playing tricks on his perception. In the quiet recesses of his mind, he whispers Jungkook's name like a prayer, a mantra to summon a ghost that refuses to materialize.